Yeah, I think I've done enough experimentation now to where if you're trying to find somebody new, then stay logged out of your account. The downside to this is you'll probably be shown more um, in general stuff, so you'll probably see a bunch of things you don't really want to find or what you're not looking for, but there's also a greater chance of seeing something new that's not constantly in the top 100 always recommended to you all the time based on your previous buy history setup from Amazon. So it's like a tug of war. Like once you find somebody you like, just add them to your following list, for your account, so that way you can see when they release new stuff. But yeah, it all just comes down to actually finding people. Hmm. I'll probably put this in reader adventure in topics or something. Because again, I'm trying my hardest today to record a bunch of like very positive things that I can think of. Because it is easy to fall into like a rabba kind of pit where it's like, oh no, more shit I don't like is popping up. That sort of thing. So, yeah. Um, one thing, yeah, with the Amazon stuff, the sponsors always get the eyes on them regardless of genre, because I think sometimes with the sponsorship stuff, it doesn't even matter what genre it is. As long as you have certain kind of keywords in your sponsor program, you'll pop up anywhere where Amazon's messed up tagging system, is affected. So that's why, sadly, I see so many floating ad books when it's like, I don't feel like reading IKEA porn fiction. Go away. Leave me alone. Ugh. I mean, I granted there's people that love that stuff, but me, it's like, no, I rather avoid it like the plague for right now. Give me clean romances or more courtly romances. That is a probably a particular Achilles heel for me. Just seeing something that's genuinely wholesome. Yeah. And you know what? I'll probably start linking some stuff that has cleaner romance aspects, at least, for me anyway, at some other point. Because, man, there's so much stuff that I have to get out and off the back burner. Oh my god, the fact that between the blog, writing, the channel, and everything else, I'm like, oh my god, I'm going like a full 360. Like, wee, which direction is Florida woman going to go today? I got so many options. So, I guess that's a good thing to have. Yeah. Woo! Here we go. I understand that a lot of writers want to get to the forefront of a reader and basically get their stuff in front of them so they can at least get some eyeballs on it. But by mistagging your stuff or abusing the tag system, again, just like with me, it will make you, or at least make most readers, I would feel that they would also react the way I have with resentment, where it's like, get away from me, Anita Blake ripoffs. Like, fuck you, I hate you. Go away. I don't like this genre because all that's in there is X, Y, or Z, or what that's all that's being pushed in front of my face. So, yeah, like those feelings of genuine frustration and everything else can turn into active, complete dislike of something just because of the sheer volume of it being shoved in front of your face because, oh, guess what? This floating ad book is sponsored. It's like, but I wasn't looking for this. So I feel that what would fix Amazon with that is the sponsored items should be curated even more to where maybe they should have a subset where, okay, say like your paranormal romance IKEA fuckfest. Okay, so that means you'll have to share a whole lot of viewing space with a whole lot of other people that want to jump on your bandwagon. That's just the way it is. So the sponsored tag should only show to customers that are actively seeking that out. They're actively seeking the smut out or whatever else. So, but because the genre tags are so messed up with Amazon, everybody and their brother's claiming to be science fiction when they're not. It has to go into the romance tag. Or, like I've said before, create even more erotica subtags. Like, if that's such a thing that's breaking so much containment when it comes to genre selection, make like 50 to 100 more subtags related to erotica so we can shove all that stuff to the side. The people who generally want it will be able to find it by whatever type of erotica it is, while the rest of us can search in peace and quiet. And, just like one of my followers did mention, I'm trying to remember who, but at one point he was like, there should be a way for us to basically, I don't want these things to pop up in the results. I've already seen them before and I don't feel like seeing them again for a while. So say like you don't want to see Anita Blake. You can put in the exclusion or maybe like a temporary muting to where none of her books will pop up in the results of what you're looking for. I wish that was a thing, because while I do enjoy certain writers, I want to also be able to sometimes just discover new faces easier. Or on the flip side, maybe there could be a way to curate a storefront of like, okay, you're following these people directly. Here are books that are mostly like theirs. It kind of works that way, but again, you still come up with those hiccups where it's like, this is an IKEA porn book. Why is it in the same circle as, say, Asimov's books in the search results? Again, I'm just using that as an example because by now most people who follow me know my absolute abject hatred for floating ad books. But it doesn't mean I hate romance completely. It means I have to be extremely disconcerting when I find someone who does like, oh wait, it's courtly romance with like a Sheridan and Delenn kind of bent where it's like you see the relationship develop over time. Okay. And it doesn't go to like extreme X-rated, boring, please insert your throbbing member into my glory hole type of bullshit. I'm like, yeah, this will still be reader and topic just because it's running longer than a mini rant normally would. But yeah, there you go, everybody. Let's see. But as far as, yeah, to discover new faces, stay logged out of your account. You'll have to do battle with a bunch of, like, in general recommendations and stuff that doesn't even count. Rest in peace, Cyberpunk. Oh my god, so much RPG lit in you. I mean, I don't mind some RPG lit books, but I don't want them shoved in front of my face constantly. I have a very select list of writers where I'm completely fine with their RPG lit subsection. But it's basically trying to find people in your wheelhouse that you like without having to go through so much grains of sand to find what you want. It's the reason why sometimes I drive myself up the wall looking for things. But, somebody's got to do it. Maybe. Oh, boy. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll give you guys an example real quick. I just typed in space opera pulp minus romance. I'm not logged into my account. I've seen some of the sponsored people that are popping up here before, like Sabrina, with 2 A's, by Seth Cohen. Let's see. I've seen Scott Bartlett, him pop up quite a bit, along with Joshua James. Peter F. Hamilton usually pops in. Isaac Asimov. Again, you'll get a mix of a lot fairly well productive indies in terms of like sheer production value. Like these guys, again, just like that one guy with the lit RPG stuff that has ghostwriters writing out the ass. Well, again, with the way Amazon's search algorithm and everything else works, you have to be beyond prolific to basically catch that orange tag. And that's basically what is ruining the experience for most readers. I'm just too damn stubborn to give up. We got, more Jasper T. Scott and Nathan Heistad. Yep. And let's see, First Colony, Ken Lozitzo. Which, First Colony is pretty good. But again, it's a case of I want to find other indies that aren't as, in a roundabout way, new faces. But most of the indies that do pop up in results are the ones that are like the whale reader indies, which again, if I had more time, but now that I'm writing, I don't have as much time. Some of my whale tendencies have kind of shifted a bit. But that's like the same top 100 or 200 indies that will constantly show up on the search results, because between ghostwriters and everything else, if they print out like 2 to 4 books a month, they're pretty much going to be riding high on the algorithm and be able to climb above everybody else consistently. Let's see, Lindsay Borker is another one, with the Star Kingdom box set. Like, I've seen her pop up quite a few times. Let's see. Uh, I've also seen the Nightfall stuff pop up. Uh, let's see. Yep, there's Galaxy's Edge. But then again, Galaxy's Edge was able to get out from under because they have a very successful separate platform where it's like, here's like the whole entire package on the website, where it's like, here's this and that, here's some merchandise. Like, they got their whole thing rolling. Like, if you want to talk about a successful indie IP that just broke away and gobbled up a whole lot of like military based Star Wars fans, like, yeah, they're pretty much not Star Wars fans anymore, not in the same sense of hanging on to the Disney leftovers. They are full 100% behind this new machine here. But not every writing team has the same kind of business sense. That's why it's like a learning thing, really. And far too many new indies will get very dejected by getting buried under everything else. So that's also part of my reason for starting Uplift Protocol as a serial at first. So that way I can gain momentum over time and still use my normal job to, pay bills and everything else. I know it's not the most optimal way in some ways, but for me personally, it works. Let's see. I've seen a whole lot of Craig Martell stuff and Michael Anderell. Again, Anderell is the one that did the Cthulhu Gambit stuff, which I think he's mostly an editor type setup now, and he's running his own sub book company, LLM something publishing. Here, so I can get it correct. Where are you, thing? Here, I'll just highlight one of his books real quick. Let's see. LMBPN Publishing. Because he has a whole staple of writers now where, like, as far as indies go, he pops up everywhere along with his writer setup with the other tag team writers, or people writing in his setting, or people writing in their own settings, but they basically pitch their tent within his publishing company. So that's why you'll see a lot of his stuff there too. And again, I really wish I could be like, okay, I don't want to see, for right now, maybe stuff by Anderell right at the moment. So take that out of my search results, and then I can discover new people. Because, yeah, that's why a lot of writers are basically losing the will to do more than one and done. Which is sad. It's like, I want to see what other people can bring to the table. That's the whole point of, finding new readers and new entertainment avenues and new IPs. You want to be able to be discovered. So that's why I do this on this channel. I try to bring stuff to the forefront that maybe people have forgotten about, or just stuff that matches my own personal interests, and I hope that there's other readers out there that enjoy the same things in the same wheelhouse that I have. Every once in a while in these search results, I'll see, classic people like the Crystal Singer trilogy by McCaffrey. There's more Lindsay Borker. Let's see, we got Neil Asher with his Agent Cormac stuff. There we go, Bejeweled. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm messing up anybody's names, but yeah, you got the Vorsokian saga. They pop up a fair amount. The sponsored books, again, I'm actively looking for space opera pulp minus romance, and the sponsored book that pops up sometimes is Lethal Rain, a post-apocalyptic EMP survivor thriller. Does that in any way tie into space opera? No. So that's why I'm saying, like, the sponsored books end up cutting through everything, even through search algorithms that our readers are trying to kind of narrow in on and find what they want. Now, for people who like crime thrillers, this murder board thing, which is another sponsored book within this search parameter I'm doing, like, okay, they'll be happy to find their murder mystery, but most people who want to actively search for space opera, we're not really looking for like a big time murder mystery. Um, oh boy, let's see. This, I guess, kind of fits, but it's also another sponsored thing. Uh, Permutations of the Reality Field, the Cluster Series, Book 1. What if thinking about faster than light travel were a metaphysical sin? I mean, just based on the burp, I'm like, meh, I'm not interested, because I have a feeling they might get too preachy. So I continue on. They got Douglas Adams that pops up. Um, I don't even, let's see. VMAX 1, it's another sponsored one. Stranded on a water planet, Eris Morgan must overcoming devastating physical and mental trauma to stop the mass brigade. Okay, that seems like fairly standard, like what you would expect out of some space opera. But again, like, would I have even found this person had I not logged out? Because again, when I'm logged in, it'll still recommend a whole lot of Galaxy's Edge to me, even though I pretty much have every Galaxy's Edge book there is, except for like maybe one. Might even be the most recent doc book, so that's probably that there. But and then we got something for sponsored, The Last Monument. And it's a picture of a road with some mountains in the distance. Like, how is that even related to space opera? And this too, Wands Upon a Time, Stars Hollow Paranormal Mysteries, Book 1. How is that space opera? Again, I ask you, fellow readers, how is that space opera? Please, send help. Let's see. And even though I like Mr. Forbes, M.R. Forbes, even his sponsored books, even though he mostly does have a space opera bent, he also, some of his stuff is more post-apocalyptic, space kind of setup. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we gotta be able to promote some other search engines that will basically label these books clear. Because again, Paula does have a good setup. I'll link her indie database below once I'm done with this video, or rather speaking fun times and after having another thing of coffee, because I have to get ready for work soon. But still, yeah, looking at more of this simple search setup, you'll start to get some stuff that's like new to me, maybe a couple pages in. Like, for me, I have no idea. I've never read Alan Steele before. The Captain Future, The Guns of Pluto. Well, I guess if I click on this thing, I can check it out. It's $9 for 176 pages. I mean, really, dude? Are you supposed to be? Are you like a really well known? Cause I don't know you. Um. Oh no! Here's the death knell. Multiple Hugo Award-winning author. As he reinvents one of the classic golden age heroes of science fiction. Oh no! Does that mean he's gonna do the whole deconstruction thing? Let's see. It was May 2nd, 2020. I don't have a good feeling like this about this. Basically, I mean the cover is serviceable. Oh no! Another second death knell! The first writer I ever wrote a fan letter to. I'm no less of a fan of his work now. John Scalzi. Oh no! Author of The Last Emperor Rex XXX. Yeah. Nope. I'm sorry, dude. John Scalzi recommended you. I'm gonna nope out of that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sorry, dude. Plus $9 for a book that yeah, and I don't feel like being preached to. I mean, you have nice covers and all, and it's very kind of like in my wheelhouse based on those covers, but oh lordy, I don't trust the fact that who endorsed you. I really don't. sorry, my dude, I'm gonna pass this by. But nice cover though. I'll even you know what? I'll even use this cover as the background for this thing, just to show people this does look like a nice cover. But look who he was recommended by. That's some scary stuff. Some scary stuff. And here's another example on this search result of the fairy tale Chicago of Francesca Finnegan. How is that space opera? Really? How? Tell them I'm safe. The past life. That's not space opera either. Yet both of those are sponsored and they're in my search results. Boy. Yeah, and right now the majority of people I'm seeing in these results, I've already seen them recommended to me while I'm logged in anyway. Even this by that Stephen R. Donaldson guy, which I tried reading some of his books before, and I just noped out of that real quick because they were way too dark for me. There was no hope or light at the end of the tunnel, so I'm like, nope, not gonna read him much. And yeah, there's more Peter F. Hamilton, more Hugo people that I don't want to read because they were made after Purse Puppy Heaven from the 2010s and onward. There's some more sponsored people I've seen before. At least some of those are actually space opera from the looks of it, like Celestial Incursion, The Edge of the Splintered Galaxy, Book 1. That guy, I think his stuff started off like kind of like on modern Earth, and then it went from there. But he doesn't really get to super sci-fi level until a little bit later in the series, kind of like what that Kuthian Gambit stuff did. But still, looking at it, yeah, Jonathan Yanez is pretty much, he's in there all the time in my recommendations when I'm logged in. Let's see if I can find anybody else that I'm not really familiar with. Well, surprisingly enough, here it looks like there's a Bane book I've never seen before. Let's see. Let me make sure it is by Bane because it does have that look and feel to it. Yep. It's something called The Complete Federation of the Hub, Book 1. Let's see. It was edited and compiled by Eric Flint. Written by James H. Schmitz. So, yeah, I guess, color be surprised. Every once in a while I discover even stuff from Bane that I've never seen before at all in my feed, even though I've bought all the Harrington books that you can ever conceive of. Even the slow-moving, ponderous ones. Yeah, there you go. So, as we continue on, for some reason, Western Adventures of Cade McGall box set popped up, but it's also sponsored. So, thanks very much for that sponsored stuff. Oh, but here's something that you should read, The Stars Entwined. I will always seagull scream about that. Yes. If you like laser gun fights, daring escapes, political intrigue, you'll love this epic space opera by John Delarose. Yes. I'll also link that again below because I want more people to read that. Because it has all the best aspects of space opera that I love. And it's genuinely space opera and properly sponsored into space opera tags. There we go. Oh, man. But yeah, looking at all this, yeah, there's a bit more of trad pubs people popping up. But again, it's a general kind of search set of everything. So on average, I would say with each search I do unlogged out, I would say I'd find 3 to 5 new people that I've never seen before in my feed. I think part of it is also, if you have such a staple of books where you're just out producing everybody else, that does make it harder for readers to find new faces in some ways. Like, say, like, I'm not interested in looking at anything in Michael Anderdale's writer's stable, like with him or any other writers attached to him, because I've seen him so often that again, I really do wish there was a way to just like say have a temporary search, like a moratorium for that session where these particular names don't pop up or anybody associated with that particular name doesn't pop up, so that way not to blacklist people. No, I just want a way to be able to temporarily be able to search for new and up and coming people that are writing in particular genres and not get flooded by a bunch of ad books and everything else. Again, this is not about blacklisting. It's more like just to make the search function more functional. Ah, well, and I guess that's my piece for today. If you stuck around this long, thank you. If not, again, I'll leave some links below and see what you guys think. See you later, everybody.